In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the Tria workflow and how we go about getting clips off of the hard drive and putting them into the server for playback. First thing to note is that for Tria, there are actually three main parts of the system. There's the Streamline MAM, there is the Streamline Play, and then there's the Tria servers themselves. The Streamline MAM is a media asset manager, while Streamline Play is the interface we use to play back clips, and then the Tria itself is where the clips are housed and stored for playback. Remember, when we are preparing files for export, we want to use either Premiere or Media Encoder, and the format we want to choose is MXF-OP1A, and the preset is ABC Intra Class 100 1080-60i. This is going to produce two files, an MXF and an XMP. We want to keep the MXF file but delete the XMP file. Once the file has been properly exported, you can transfer into the system from a computer that's connected to the network, like the ones in the edit suites, the computers in Studio B, the edit workstations next to Control Room B, and so on. But you will not be able to connect to the Streamline from your own personal laptop or device. When you're on a computer that's on the network, here's the address you need to type. You can enter your username, which is your Kane ID, and then your password is going to be lowercase, all lowercase, Tria ! However, before you can use this, you have to have access to the Tria system. So make sure you consult with your professor, the executive producer of your show, to get that. Once you log in, you'll probably need to click on this folder up here. This is known as the Browse option. It will open up the Assets area. On the left-hand side of the interface, you will find the list of directories. You can twirl down these directories and look for the one you want, because it's not uncommon to have directories inside of directories or folders inside of folders. Once you've found the one you want, you can go ahead and click this upload button right here. You'll see this pop up here that says drag and drop or click and add files. So once your file is prepared, you can click and drag it into here or add it. And then once it's added, like you see, I added my file here by clicking and dragging it in, I can now choose Upload All. And now once the system has uploaded the file, you will see how it lives in the Dolby BIOS folder, because that's the one I chose earlier. And now that file has been uploaded to that particular directory. All right, so what do we do from here? Now we're done with that part. We've got the file in there, and now we need to use it. We do that through ENPS. So let's go ahead and open up ENPS. You want to make sure you open the Streamline MAM plugin, which is actually located down here, this mouse icon. You want to click on that. It'll open ROS Expression. And if you right-click and then also choose Streamline MAM, you'll get both options as you see here. You want both of these open while you're working in ENPS. Give it a second to open up, and you may need to use your same Tria credentials from before to log in once again. Once you're logged in, just look for the file in the directory that you uploaded it to earlier. All you have to do to move the file is to simply click and drag it from the MAM window into the script window. So open up a script or story in ENPS and drag the file there. You want to make sure that the video file is the first thing that's listed in the story. Make sure that the first thing in the story is the video file. Now, you could type your text and have production commands and all that, but just make sure you move them down like I did here and put that video file at the very top of the story before you save it out. If you put it anywhere else in the story after the production commands or after the text, this is not going to work and the video file will not show up on the playlist. So make sure the video file goes first. When you're done with the story, just click on the X to close it out. Make sure you choose yes to save, and you'll see how it updates and blinks here in the rundown. You want to make sure your rundown contains this column here called MOS Channels. It's really important. If it doesn't, click on the rundown, go up here to Layout, and do Select Columns. You get a long list of options to choose from here. Anything on the left could be added to the right using that right arrow there. I already have it in mind, so I'm going to move it over just to show you how to put it back. Choose MOS Channels. Click on the right arrow. Now I don't want it at the bottom, so I'm going to use this up arrow over here to move it up higher where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And then now you see it represented here in the rundown. Once you've done that, you can add the MOS channels. Just make sure that whatever server channel you want the video to appear in, that you populate it in this column. So right now, if I put a 1 here, this would be in server 1. It's important to note that you cannot add anything to the MOS channel column unless the story with the video in it has already been saved. Because if you click on it here, you'll notice you don't get the pop-up because I haven't saved the story. So I need to come over here, click on here, and click Control S to save the story. And when I do, you'll see it blink in the rundown like so. Now, if I click in the MOS channels column, I can click here and type the server channel I want it to go into. In this case, I'll use a 1. So I type a 1 and click Save. You'll see the 1 pops up in the MOS channels column. Now, let's say we add a couple other things to the script, including graphics. Those also run out of MOS channels. So if I grab this lower third here and put it in C1, when I click Add the Story, you'll see it there. Let's say I grab this OTS, put it into C2, Add to Story, and I'll grab one more just for the sake of demonstration. I'll go ahead and grab this weather full screen and throw it into C3. And now watch what happens. So I have 4 things now that are coming out of the MOS channels. When I click save and I save this script, you're going to see over here on the rundown how it's going to change. Notice now I have 4 numbers in the MOS channels column for that story. The top one is the video. Like you see here, I have 4 on the left, 4 on the right. So I have number 1, that's the video. That's the first graphic coming out of 4, the second one coming out of 5, and the third one coming out of 6, just like we do here. Video, graphics 4 matches there, graphics 5 matches that one, and graphics 6 matches this one over here that you see in the rundown. Remember, anytime you add something to the MOS channels column, you want to go back and make sure to save that story again. Once you're done and you've added all your files, your graphics, your text, and so forth, you can MOS the rundown. First, you want to click on MOS Story Send. And depending on which control room you're working in, the choices might be a little different. So for our purposes for class, you're going to choose Expression, Streamline MAM, Streamline Play Server C, and Studio C MOS Gateway. Once that's done, you want to go ahead and make sure that 3 boxes along the top of the rundown are selected. MOS Ready to Air, MOS Control Active, and that you freeze the page numbers. Okay, now we're done with ENPS. We need to head over to the server workstation to play back the clips, and we're going to do that using the Streamline product, Streamline Play, and that you can find here under the remote control option. So I already have it open. This is the interface here. I'm going to go over to File and say Open Rundown. When I do, I'm going to look for the rundown I just MOSed, which in this case is Hurricane Happenings. I'm going to click that and then click Open. Give it a minute, and then you'll see that the clips that we added to the rundown are now populated here. I added one to server 4 for the sake of this demonstration. So now when the rundown is ready, we're going to click this play button up here on the top left. And now you see that the clip is highlighted in green because it's queued and ready to go. We have controls over here on the right side for each channel, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4. And we can use these options down here to loop. Of course, we can play the clips here, we can stop them, we can frame advance, and so on. But once a clip is queued, you can hit the space bar to put it on air or to play it. And notice that's duration, and this is how much time is left. So you can use this to count down the time. Now notice the second row, it's highlighted in green, meaning it's queued and ready to go. So that as soon as that clip runs out, if I press play over here on play 4, it'll play the clip that's in channel 4. When clip 1 is done playing, notice when I play clip 4, now the countdown is happening over here where it says server 4 back time. That's telling me how much time is left in the clip that's playing in that row because it's playing from channel 4. When your show is over, you can stop playing out the rundown right here by clicking that button and then saying OK, and you can clear it out by clicking this one here. And that's it. You can leave the Streamline as is. No need to close the software.